You think you know how the world works? What if I told you the reality you know is one of many?
Hello everyone, welcome to the Bucket List Reviews. My name is Gibran and today we're going to be talking about Doctor Strange. Dr. Stephen Strange is a brilliant but arrogant surgeon who after a horrendous car accident loses his ability to perceive hand gestures and travels to the depths of Nepal to find a cure, but in the process discovers a realm of magic and sorcery that convinces him to learn the new ways of protecting the galaxy as Doctor Strange. Is Doctor Strange any good? Yes, it's pretty good. I totally enjoyed it. The special effects plays the biggest part in the film. It was like a spectacle. There's so many set pieces that I could talk about. You know what's amazing is that this is the 14th film in the MCU. I still feel Marvel has some tricks up their sleeve. They are now getting pros at telling an origin story, but not just an origin story. I feel like they know how to break it down, like how to introduce a character to its audience and how to introduce his powers. What Doctor Strange does best for me is that it's not just a superhero film, it's not just the Marvel film. They use the Marvel superhero film formula, but they just tweak it just a little bit. It seems fresh and exciting. Some of the visuals I've never seen in any mainstream film, I would say. So for me in that respect, I think Marvel did a very good job, especially with obscure character like Doctor Strange that a lot of mainstream audience have no idea what he's about. I think what separates Doctor Strange from all the other Marvel films is that they bring a very new aspect to the MCU, and that is magic. I mean, you had mythical characters like Thor, and you had like grounded reality stuff with Captain America, but I think magic is a whole new dimension. I am very keenly interested in what they're going to do with it. Let's go through the characters now. Was Benedict Cumberbatch good as Doctor Strange? I think yes. I think he was very charismatic. He was very arrogant, but not in the way that Tony Stark is. Like, I know a lot of people will compare Doctor Strange to Tony Stark, but for me, Doctor Strange was an arrogant character that you love to hate. He's not too quippy like Tony Stark. I think he brings a certain different dimension to it. Like, he can be really cruel sometimes. There's this one scene in the film where after Doctor Strange gets into a car accident, he's being taken care of by Rachel McAdams, who is his love interest in the film. You know, she's trying to motivate him to continue living. Like, you have so much to live for. You have people that take care of you. And he just, out of the blue, he just goes like, what? People like you? And I love that part because everyone was like gasping in the cinema. I think that was such a mean thing to say to someone. I haven't seen this in a Marvel film before, so I love how they pushed the boundary a little bit. Now the concept of mirror dimensions I felt was very interesting. You have like souls coming out of the body. You have Doctor Strange being like shrinking into molecular level. You had buildings collapsing. Like, some of the visuals are very trippy, and I know they didn't go too far with it because at the end of the day it's still a Marvel film, like it's a mainstream film, so they didn't want it to confuse the mainstream audience too much, but I'm okay with it as long as they're pushing the boundaries. Like, that's, for me, that's important. You can't go completely Jodorowsky on it. I don't really talk about acting that much in superhero films because a lot of it seems like generic acting, but for me, Tilda Swinton, I think she really knocked it out of the park as the Ancient One. She seemed wise, she seemed intelligent, she felt like she has some tricks up her sleeve, like she's not revealing her true self, not to anyone, because she doesn't trust anyone. And I know a lot of people are going to talk about whitewashing and like how this was supposed to be an Asian character and they turned it into a Caucasian one. As long as the character is good, I don't have any issues. I thought she fit in the universe very well, and I didn't mind it so much. Now the character of Chiwetel Ejiofor was good. Like, he plays a supporting character next to Doctor Strange, and he's fine. I don't think I have any complaints against him. They build his character a little bit in the film. He probably will play a very major role in the sequel. As far as Mads Mikkelsen goes as the main baddie, Marvel baddies are, you know, generic, and he's kind of like that. I do think they built a little more motivation to him, like why he's against the Ancient One and why he wants to get more into the dark realms of magic. But still, I think they could have given him more screen time because Mads Mikkelsen is such a fantastic actor. I mean, if you haven't seen The Hunt, I would highly recommend you to watch it. It's one of the best Danish films I've ever seen. I think they could have given him much more to do in the film. Maybe he comes back in the next film, I don't know. I hope he does. I feel one of the biggest complaints I would say about the film is the humor aspect of it. I think Marvel does a good job in like balancing humor with action, but in this film particularly I felt like the humor was a little bit too forced. For example, there's this one scene where Doctor Strange goes to the ancient library place and he meets the librarian there named Wong. His name is just Wong, so Doctor Strange makes this joke like, so your name is just Wong, like Beyonce? I was like, yeah, okay. This is a criticism not against Doctor Strange, I feel, but more towards the Marvel Universe. I think Marvel Universe needs to take more chances. I feel it's becoming too safe. You know where everyone's gonna be, like at the end of the film, everyone's gonna be fine, and Doctor Strange is no exception. I hope at least when they get to Third Avengers, I hope they kill off half of the Marvel Universe. Like, I would really love that. I want to see that happen. I want to see Captain America die. I want to see Tony Stark die. They need to take some chances. They need to keep their audience at their toes. Now, the best part for me in the film was actually the third act of the film. To create the third act of the film is the most difficult part in a storytelling. So for me, it was awesome to see that Doctor Strange shine the most in the third act, because I feel they didn't do the usual blue beam up in the sky and fighting the villain in slow motion. The world is going to end and all that crap. I mean, the world was going to end, but they kind of subvert it. Like, they do something really clever with it. He really uses his wits, you know, to fight against a bigger evil, and I thought that was very refreshing. So, final thoughts. I thought the film was really good. It's very entertaining. I would highly recommend you to go watch it in the cinema, in the biggest screen possible with 3D. Now, I don't usually recommend people watch films in 3D, but I think 3D plays a very important part. I don't think this film is going to convert any non-Marvel fans. Like, if you don't like Marvel films up till now, you won't like Doctor Strange. But if you have enjoyed Marvel films previously, you will like this. So, that was my review of Doctor Strange. If you like this video, please click the subscribe button. And I will probably be doing more live reviews like this because I feel this is more authentic. Like, I would love to hear from you guys. Please write in the comments what you think of the film. Did you like it? Did you hate it? And we'll see each other next time. So, peace.